Now, here we are. We're now in third part. This is 2 Kings again, chapter 6. But now, verse 8. Let me see. Yeah, verse 8. New story. This one is about how to deal with your enemies. One form. Jesus also said another way in the New Testament. But there are many ways God shows us how we deal with our enemies. And I said, wow, this is not normal. Like right now we have people arming with nuclear weapons here and there, bombs and all kind of different ballistic stuff, all kind of stuff we have, all kind of stuff happening in space and the air. What's going on? Is it possible? How can you make this thing practically applicable today? How is it possible? Again, when you hear the names of the nations mentioned or the kingdoms, put the name of your country in it. Okay? And the people, put your name in this place. Put your name in their place. Right? Here we go. It says, verse 8 of 2 Kings 6. I'm going to let it read to you, okay?
Counsel with his servants, saying, in such and such a place shall be my camp.
Wait, let me see. I went up too fast. Verse 8 it says, then the king of Syria, right? Almost like the same one who was the one of Naaman before, the king of Naaman, Naaman, the top king of the guard. It might have been another king, might be the same. Let's see. But that king of Syria warred, always war being, killing, stabbing, spears, warred against Israel. Israel was supposed to be the children of Israel. Remember, that's Jacob. Jacob's descendants were called the Israelites. And Jacob, because God changed the name from Jacob in the Old Testament after he wrestled with God to become Israel. And then after Israel, he had what? The 12 tribes of Israel? Because of the 12 sons of Jacob, they all became what they call them Israelites. But at some point in time, in the time of from disobedience and apostasy means to be turned rebellious to God. They kind of had a split in the kingdom in many ways, split the kingdom. So some parts went with another different kingdom. And we'll go into that one day. Hopefully God permit us to get the time. But war, espionage, coup, all kind of stuff was going on in the Bible. All kind of, things happened there. Incest, molestation, all kind of stuff was happening. And all of it to show you that God can bring goodness out of anything, out of all the bad situations. Absalom, David, we'll hopefully get to the stories. They're beautiful stories, and they're good for us to learn because it tells us about ourselves and our character and our natures and who we can. This is my mom. I'll call us after. Everybody's calling and said this when the story's going on. Oh, answer it. Mommy, I'll call you back, okay? I'll call you back soon. 1 second. Okay, thank you, Mommy. I'm trying to get a quick Bible story reading here real quick.
Hi.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right. So I was trying to read a story about Naaman and Elijah and Elisha, about the floating axe head, and about the king of Syria and Samaria when he made them blind. Yeah. So I'm reading. Yeah, you remember Elisha made the army blind.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm trying to record this story in a video. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Mommy. Call you soon. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. Bye bye. See? That's my mama. That's my mommy. Big 47-year-old calling his mother and mommy. Yep, that's my mommy. She's all the way in New York. Bless her heart. And she helped me to learn about this story. So I'm talking to the watch. Thank God to our moms and our mommies. I guess you'll see, I'll have a video to put together talking about how our moms, we're all here today because of what they've done for us. So we love our moms and ladies in the house. You have the capacity to bring children on the earth that can do such wonderful things. Cherish yourselves, cherish your children. Okay, let's go back to the story. So the Syrians are warring against Israel. Remember, they're always fighting. And the king of Syria now saying, hey, let me see. Let's find a way to let's plot a military strategy against Israel. Okay? And so he took counsel with his servants saying, in such and such a place shall be my camp. He said, I'm going to go hide somewhere and do something, right? I need to go do something. We're going to plot a strategy to attack Israel. We're going to strategize how to do this. So no one tells everyone be quiet. Everyone, shh, don't tell a secret. We're going to plot this, okay? Keep it secret. Let's go do this. So he said, okay, took counsel. But they're trying to figure out, something went awry. Something went wrong with the plan. Somehow the secrets keep getting exposed. They don't know who's doing it. Somebody's snitching.
Man of God sent unto the king of Israel, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down. And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of God told him, and warned him of, and saved himself there, not once nor twice.
So what went wrong? Every time the wicked, I won't say wicked, let's say, because sometimes people warn, they don't know what they're warring for. Every time the Syrian say army try to attack Israel, and from the strategy, the man of God was told from God what's going to happen, the plan. He then told the king of the other of Samaritan, listen, don't go there. They're planning an ambush for you. Don't go there. There's an ambush for you. Don't go there. And not once, not twice, but he keeps warning them. Be careful. Does God look out for his people? Yeah. So he said, okay, that's what happened.
Therefore the heart of the
Oops.
king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing.
It's like,
He called his servants
what's
and
going
said
on?
unto them,
What's going on here?
Will you not show me which of us is for the king of Israel?
Who's a traitor? Who's the
And one
traitor?
of his servants said, None, my lord, O king.
No, none of us.
Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber.
He's like, hey, which one of you guys are snitching? Who's snitching? Yo, I'm gonna cut you. Who's snitching? Who's telling Elijah what's going on? What's happening here? Who's telling the king what's going on? Is anybody listening to? Yo, so eavesdropping, snitching. This case, God is like, I heard you. I'm telling. Who is telling the secrets? Is there happening anything today? Ukraine, Russia, do you hear any kind of stuff happening nowadays? Secret planting, secret recordings, videos, all that stuff. He said, none of us. We're not doing anything. Yo, like a mafia. No, none of us. No, none of us. But Elisha, the prophet, he's the one telling the king what's happening. So whatever you say in your bedchamber, he knows it. Not because Elijah just sneak and listen to, looking for like that suspicious, like, have a secret camera there looking into your stuff. But God tells him what's going on. So he says, bedchamber usually means a place of, say, intimate, just quiet quarters. When you're a bedchamber, that's your quiet resting place. That's your place where no one should be there. Like your little sanctuary, your little space for you, right? He said, no matter what you think and say and do, he's that familiar with it. God knows it. So tell me, you watching the clock? I ain't worried about the clock. Oh, which one? No, it froze?
No, I had to tap it.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So, you see what I'm saying? So, everything he says, God knows. Old Testament. Does Jesus know
How
everything?
did they know? I was
Well, whenever they try, they send spies out. How does he know? That spies almost everywhere. Like same thing here. They see movies like in Tom Cruise and every guys have these movies that spying 007, all 009, 007, all that stuff. They keep people spies everywhere. How are they knowing about this stuff? They tell. And sometimes it's not hidden. Sometimes they hear him talking, so let's see what happens. So he says, Elijah's telling the king what happened. So now they said, well, if somebody's telling the secrets, what do you want to do with them? Most time in the movies you see them. If somebody's telling the secrets, can I get rid of them, right? Take them out, right? Knock them off. So they try to knock off who you think? The man of God. Shouldn't they be a little bit more careful? Because didn't he heal Naaman before about the leprosy and other stuff? And you want to try to knock off the man of God? Take him out? That could be a problem. Let's see. But some people just want to fight with God. Let's see.
And he said, Go and spy where he is,
Go find him.
that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, Behold, he is in Dothan.
Go find Elijah.
Therefore sent he thither horses
Okay.
and chariots and
Go
a great host.
Go get him.
And they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do?
So, they said, where's Elijah? Oh, he's over there in that city over there. He said, okay, get him. Get him, get him. Everybody go. Get him, get him, get him. So he sent his whole group, surround the city, encompass, surround the city. Right? Surround the city everywhere. Horses and chariots and everything. So when Elijah's servant, a new servant, not Gehazi, a new servant got up. Hey, stretching, listen to God, and it's like, and eyes and expression could tell such a big thing. Somebody goes like this. Where are all these people around the city? Whoa, what's going on here? So they send an army around the city to destroy Elijah. And it's like, he's scared. Yo, we're in trouble. Somebody's gonna kill us. They surrounded us. We've been surrounded. What do you think Elijah said? Make a guess. He didn't read this before. What did he say? What do you think he did? Okay, go back to sleep. Okay, then you gotta pray. Let's see what happens.
And he answered, Fear not.
Fear
For
not.
they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
Well, who is with him? Isn't it only him and his servant? I didn't hear him say him and his servant and the people in the house. Who else? Maybe a couple of the students, maybe. But who's talking to the servant? He said, what he told him? Yes, man. Call Alexa. What shall I do? Alexa. Siri. What did he say? Who? What did he do? What did he say? What did Jesus always say? Fear not. Peace be still. It's okay. Fear not. You know? He says, for those that be with us are more than they with them. Well, I see an army surrounding the city. Like, say, like pretend right now you see the grass around it. I wish you could show the video of the grass around it if you see it. You're gonna have to put it back, right? Pretend like this, right? Pretend you're in the car. So pretend you look around. All the space, all the grass and stuff you see are like soldiers, right? Let's use all the grass and cars like soldiers and chariots and horsemen, right? Remember, we're using our imagination here, okay? You don't need no sci-fi all the time in videos. All around us is surrounded by horsemen, chariots, and spears and swords. And we ain't got no force, we ain't got none of that. We're surrounded big time. We're in trouble, right? So look, let's see. So we're surrounded. So he said, don't worry. I just said, why did you say that? Why did you say, he said it's all good. Why you said not to be worried? Why not? Because why? You think you be scared? You get surrounded by somebody like when the security guard tried to camera see me taking videos and stuff, and you saw me, didn't you run and hide? Don't be trying to say, didn't you hide? No, bro, I was talking about shooting. Huh? You said, nah, we'll talk about it. It's gonna be in the video. Don't put it up there. That's what I'm talking about. I said in Indianapolis. She left when the cops came, man. She left me. She
No,
said,
the cops didn't come. It was a security
no.
guard.
She said when he gets bailed out, when he gets bailed out, I'll come after.
Yeah.
Bailed out. I'm like, you want me to get arrested? Hey, man.
Yeah.
So he's
No,
okay.
we won't get arrested.
So the servant is scared, and you said he should be Elijah. You said Elijah would be like, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Is what you doing as a joke? He said,
No.
why you believe that? You have faith in him? You have faith in this God? Hold that thought. Let's see. So he said, don't worry about it. This is what happens.
And Elisha prayed and said,
Prayed.
Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes, that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
What did he do? So the servant is scared, and looking around and says, we're in trouble. Somebody's... You see death around you, it's like, hey, you got a miracle, please. The movie is always somebody comes on somebody comes to save the day, right? Something jumps in here. There's nobody right now. He's seeing, I don't know, he's seeing with his human eyes, right? Remember God says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual powers, against wickedness in high places. This is a spiritual war. So Elijah's saying, the physical war that's surrounding us is here. But they're more with us in the spiritual realm, fighting with us to help us against those in the physical realm. You mean the spiritual can fight the physical? You learn in other parts of the stories later on. Sometimes when the angels came to destroy some of the warring people against Israel, killed like hundreds of thousands of them at one time. Angels are very powerful. And when they're God's angels, they can do some devastating effects if God permits or if God wants it. But there's also evil angels on this earth. If God permits them to do what they want to, if they ask for permission to do that, you think they can do some devastating effects as well? So we have movies in Hollywood, all these movies around the place making these sensational things, even anime. Massive stuff happening, yeah. Massive stuff, massive collisions, calamity, all that stuff, spiritual realms of fiery horsemen and all that stuff. Where do you think they get those ideas from? Chariots of fire and horsemen surrounding him. You say, yeah, and the Lord opened his eyes. So what he said? He said, I'm scared. He told his master he's scared. Master said, don't worry. God will help us. And he said, Elijah, what did Elijah said? Okay, call up. Hey, listen, 911. I have a problem. Can you hook me up? Now, can you send a little back up here? We got a SWAT. We got problems. CIF here. We got a problem. No, he prayed. Lord God, can you open his eyes? Can you open our eyes? Can you open? Remember, put our names in these people's names. We're the servants. We're the people scared. We're scared of life right now. We're looking around us. COVID, other stuff. We're scared to death right now. War in Ukraine, war in Russia, China, war, CBDC, the war coming to get us, all this stuff, digital currency, starvation, food prices, refineries, everything's going down, crashing, everything. Oh man, they lock up, censorship. We're surrounded. Elijah said, let's pray. He prayed. Lord, can you open up our eyes? Open up his eyes so he can see. I see already, you know, like Elijah speaking, but he said, can you open up our eyes, his eyes? And when he opened his eyes, and the Lord, L-O-R-D, and the Lord opened his eyes. He opened the eyes of the young man, and pictures of young man, young woman, if you want to be, you know, whoever's there, because God speaks to all of us. And he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire on about Elisha. So picture now, you saw before outside the car all the grass and everything around us. So let's do this again. Take this one, right? So let's say the concrete and the grass and the front are the chariots, let's say of the army, right? Let's say left and right? And this is around the whole car. Now let's say the sky with the clouds up there are now the armies of God, right? Full of fiery chariots and stuff all around us. Now the sky is all the fiery chariots of God surrounding the ones of the green and the grass and stuff and the concrete. Because it said mountains of them, right? He said what? He said, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about it. You look up in the sky. Suppose the sky is blazing fire right now. Maybe I'll try to get an AI or animate something to put something one day to see that. But imagine the sky and the clouds are like fiery chariots and horsemen. You think you'd be scared? So the army might be scared and thing, but you know what I mean? But now they see power. That's amazing. So now they saw that. So here we go. And what happened after that? Let's see what happened. The story gets more interesting after that still. Let me see. So it says now.
And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness.
He said, no, blind them all, Lord.
He smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha.
All the people got blind. All the servants got
And
this
Elisha
army got
said
blind.
unto them, This is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom ye seek. But he led them to Samaria.
What happened there? So chariots of fire surrounding the armies of the camp, but they can't see it. The people can't see it because it's a spiritual thing. The eyes of the young man have to be open. Elijah and the servant can see it, but the army of Syria can't see it. But they're there, still waiting. Attack formation, right? What did Elijah do? What did Elijah ask God to do? Blind them all.
Actually, what?
Blind them, yeah.
Now I just unable to see them.
Well, you can make it fuzzy and blur like you see in the movie or something, but no, you blind them. So close your eyes this morning. Close your eyes. Imagine you now could see just now, and now you can't see. You hear the sound of clicking and horses. You hear the horse of these things, and you can't see them. And it's like, is it ours, right? They're all blind. They're probably moving around, stumbling. They have a movie about it where it shows the boys like actually like they show them in actually I think it's not Disney, but other different groups show the videos about it. I forgot what it's called. Oh, the kids are watching a lot on YouTube videos. They have some videos like that. So they're all blind. They're kind of moving around, looking around. Where is it? So now they're looking for the man. He said, come, I'll show you. Come, I'm gonna lead you to the man. I'm gonna lead you. So he said, okay. They went to the soldiers. Said, listen, I know who you're looking for. Elijah went to them. I know who you're looking for. Come, I'll show you where to find him. Come. I mean, you're blind. You think you should be going back and not going to go back to the man anymore? But they still, okay. He said, I'll lead you to where you want to go. Okay. He brought them. Instead of bringing them back to their place, I'm going to bring it someplace. So what did he do? He brought them to, remember this is Syria, warring against Israel in Samaria. So the Syrian army, which is now blind, should be going back to Syria. Go back to your own people, I'll save you. Go back there, you're safe. But if I bring you into the camp of the enemy, you think you'll be safe, or you should be, because you're trying to war and kill them. You should be fighting. Now they're gonna fight back. So he brought them into the camp of the enemy. So he brought war in Syria, who hated Israel, in Samaria, into Samaria. I brought the enemy into the other enemy's camp. And I said, okay, let me see what happens. Did God have a plan? What did God say to do to your enemies? Feed them, love them, don't hate them. Because God's children too. They may be fighting a conflict, but is war doing the justice of God? What you see happening there, bloods and brains blasted out and people getting shot and stabbed and all that stuff? It's not doing the will of God. God don't want nobody to die. Why will you die, oh man? God wants all of us to live. But people are fighting for sometimes over oil, water, trees, salt. I mean, a shop, rights, whose weapons. I mean, fighting over what? All this blood flowing for what? But he said, I'll help you. This case, this Syrian army wanted to kill Elisha. And Elisha could have said, now they're blind. If he asked for blindness, could he ask for death too? But he said, Lord, kill them all. The chariots of fire were there. Kill them all. God could have given death to everybody. But God had bigger plans. Does God want to kill people? Does he want to destroy life? People say, God is mean and wicked and vindictive. God wants to kill them all. Why couldn't God say this? Why couldn't Elijah just kill them all? Gehazi got the leprosy. from being disobedient and lying and stuff like that. But he had time to repent, but he didn't. Suppose these soldiers just do following orders and they don't know what's happening. Should God just kill them and they're supposed to die and they're like, I don't know what I died for. Look at us in the world right now. We're in a war, we're in a spiritual war, people. We think we fight against another nation, right? They put a name in there. Do the people know, when you see the people storm the beach of Normandy, all the World War II veterans and all the people in the memorials, we went to the one memorial in Indianapolis, we went to the one in also in St. Louis in Florida and stuff, and around the world. All the cemeteries, Arlington, all the cemeteries. Dude, all the people in the war know what they're fighting for. What about the Battle of Midway? And there's in Hawaii, all these things here. World War I, World War II, you know, they say it's the Civil War. What are they fighting for? Do they know what they're fighting for? Do they know what side they are? Do they know every detail of what the war is going on for? Some say they fight for freedom, some say they fight for land that can back in the time of slavery. They fight for this, they fight for that. Do they know? Battle of the Bulls, all these different names. Fighting against the indigenous tribes, the Indians, fighting against all kind of stuff. Colonists. All these people fighting for what? They didn't say no. What are they fighting for? This case, they want to kill Elisha. He could have killed them back too. He could have just killed them all. But instead, he put them with blindness. Because what? He wanted to make them lead them over a cliff to fall and die? God has a better plan. God likes to preserve life. That's what happens. So let me let God speak for himself. I know I'm talking fast, but let God speak for himself. That's why I want to let the Bible read for itself. Let's hear.
And it came to pass when they were come into Samaria, that Elisha said, Lord, open the eyes of these men.
So he brought the blind Syrians into the camp of Samaria, their enemy. And he said, okay, when they surrounded inside of the camp now, soldiers are around them now, from Samaria, surrounding the Syrians who are blind. Now God said to Elijah prayed, Lord, can you open their eyes? So now you're there. Okay, thank you. I hear sounds. And now God says, your eyes are open now. You look around. When you look around you see nothing but swords and spears of your enemies. I'm sure they have different clothing on too. How would you feel if you had to go to the home of your enemy and you're surrounded by your enemy and their friends and their people and their things, and you're not surrounded by a group? It's like, you ever seen those bar brawls or like a kung fu movie and stuff where everyone's there and it's like you're surrounded by everybody? You can try to fight your way up, but there's a limitation to human how much you can do to fight against this. When you get overwhelmed, they're surrounded and they're blind and they're now, as the term used, caught with I don't use that one, just say people say with the past now, but say they're caught in a very vulnerable position. You don't want to be surrounded by the enemy. You're in the middle, you can be thrust through from all sides and killed. You're surrounded, you get squeezed closer and closer, you can't fight, you'll be killed. So death could be given to them right now. They deserve death. They came to give death, they can get death right now. They're warning Israel to do what? What are they warning for? To go play patty cake and say, hey, I'm coming to braid your hair, I'm coming to wash your feet, I'm coming to take care of you and give you a manicure. What are they coming to war against to do? Death and destruction. Make them slaves. Because they didn't have the little girl became a slave in Naaman's house. Later on he sent her back home with a lot of stuff. They came to kill Israel. Israel could have killed them back now in Samaria. God had other plans. He opened their eyes and what did he do?
That they may see. And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw, and behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. And the king of Israel said unto Elisha, when he saw them, my father, shall I smite them? Shall I smite them?
So here's something. Did Elisha tell the king of Samaria, his own people, hey, I'm going to bring the army to you. Call him up. Call him up. WhatsApp? No. Call Google? No. FaceTime. Listen, I got some people with me, right? I'm going to bring them with you. You know, hated enemies, I'll bring them with you, okay? No, yeah, they're cool. Yeah, they're blind, right? Yeah, they're blind. No, they're blind. They're totally blind. No, they're out. They can't see nothing. Did he do that? No. He brought them there quietly. Maybe God is testing the Samaritans too. Maybe God is saying, what would you do if your enemy was there in the midst, in a vulnerable position? Now your enemy, who your boss, your coworker, your supposed one's best friend or relative, who hated your guts, who did you wrong, did harm to you, hurt you, is now maybe sick. Cancer, lost a leg, fire, burn, maybe on a ventilator, maybe the seizure, stroke, maybe a bad parent or somebody who maybe you didn't like as much. Somebody who really hated you, wanted to kill you. And somebody, they're now in a hospital bed. Or down below the house, below the roof somewhere. And you have something you can drop on their head. You can kill them. Nobody will see. Because you see, there's no police and stuff right now. This is like a whole different category. But think about real life, right? So the person now is vulnerable, laying in a hospital bed. And I've actually seen people in hospital beds in some videos, people get into fights, attacking people in the bed, hospital bed. Seriously, when you're most vulnerable, you know? Or in the bathroom. When taking a whistle, taking a dunk, they said now they ambush them. Seriously, when you're weak and you shouldn't be attacked now, yeah, they could be. They're vulnerable. But God said God had bigger
And
plans.
he answered, Thou shalt not smite them.
Don't kill them. No.
Wouldst thou smite those whom
Don't kill
thou
them.
hast taken captive with thy sword and with thy bow?
No.
Set bread and water before them,
Give them
that
food.
they may eat and drink, and go to their master. And he prepared great provision for them.
So the Samaritan king said, hey, can we kill them? Should we kill them? He didn't say, I want to kill them. No. He said, should we? He said, they call him father. Father, and I'm saying is like master. He's like, so the king of Samaria is asking Elisha, should I kill him? And he called him father. That's a nice term, but usually God's the one to call father. But they saw Elisha is such a holy and lofty and righteous man. They said, he's a good man. He's like a dad to us. He's a father to us. They asked him, should I kill him? He waited upon the answer from God. He said, no, don't kill him. You took them, they're already captives to you. They can all be your slaves. Should you kill him? He said, no. What he said to do? Give them food, bread, and water. Feed them. Can you picture Russia and America sitting down to eat food together and, hey, we have Russian friends, you know, in American land. How about America and China? How about America and Iraq? How about Saudi Arabia? I'm using America because we're living in America right now, I'm saying this, but other countries, you guys are watching these videos. Suppose, can you see Iraq and America sitting down and eating food and bread and just relaxing? Can you see all this stuff happening? Why would it happen if instead of shooting them with bombs? They'd be like, that's food, that can't work, man. You must meet the military. Strength to strength. You must show force. You must kill him or be killed. Or North Korea. Wait, didn't Trump shake hands with Kim Jong-un back in the days? Yeah. I didn't hear anything since then. But you know, wars, right now, a lot of wars are questionable because you don't know who is exactly the ones behind it. And again, I always ask the question, can a war be fought if there's nobody funding it? So who are funding these wars? If there's nobody pay for the bullets and to manufacture them, can there be a war? I mean, throw rocks and sticks and tree branches, but that war will end fast. And stones. So I'm saying, are these wars really as clear-cut as they present them to be? But go back to this. They could be vulnerable, they could be killed, but instead of giving them death, they were told to feed the enemies, feed them. So they fed them.
And when they had eaten and drunk, he sent them away, and they went to their master. So the bands of Syria came no more into the land of Israel. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his host, and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria.
That's a third that's a third story. That's a third story. I don't know if I'll go to that one for you guys. But think about it. So this one here, so when he went and did that, so they fed the Syrian soldiers, and they fed them and they sent them home. And because of them feeding them instead of killing them, you can see it, and he prepared a great provision. A great provision means food. We call it in the Caribbean, we say provision. A great big bunch of food. And when they had eaten, they actually ate and said, wow, they really fed me. And they ate and they drunk. He sent them away. He said, okay, now go home to your master. And they went to their master. So the bands of Syria came no more into the land of Israel. From just doing that kindness deed, they went back to their home and didn't come attack them anymore. And there's another story I'll tell you about, the one whereby the sun, whereby the angels had to fight. That's a lot of stuff. But behold, let's end it there. Let's just say that God, so let's from what you heard so far. Let's say, even if you don't know what fully God is and stuff, what is it? What kind of God so far do you hear from what I was talking about? What kind of God do you see that's there? A vindictive, vengeful, get them, kill them, stab them. What kind of God do you see spoken of? What kind of God do you see exemplified in the behavior of Elisha? From these two stories, or three, or two, I said two of them. The one for Naaman and the leprosy, and then the one about the floating axe head, and then the one now about the Syrians being given food when stricken with blindness. What kind of God, what did God do to in all those cases? Did God destroy them?
No.
What did God do to them? Most in these cases, did he? What did he do to them? What kind of God? Is this God sound like a wicked God? A bad God? Did Elisha sound like a bad person, a bad prophet of God? Did he sound greedy for money? Was it greedy? What kind of person he sounded like? They called him father. So what should dads be like? What should fathers be like? Let's think about it. From what you heard so far, what you heard about the stories there, does it sound like somebody that wants to preserve God? Does it sound like somebody that wants to preserve life? and to let everybody be at peace and not war. And these are the same people that are attacking God's children. And yet God doesn't want to destroy them, but He wants to do something different. Most times there would be conflict and wars and just kill each other off and see who's surviving and they repatriate on, you know. But this is God to save them. Maybe there are lessons we can learn from the Bible still, right? So, listen, I thank you guys for the time to watch and read this. Remember, 2 Kings chapter 5 and 6. 2 Kings chapter 5 and 6, 3 parts. I don't know the name them, but we'll put part 1, 2, 3. But it's like, thank you, Amy. Thank you for participating, and thank you for the time. I know I kept you here. We should be in here all the time. She came from a flight just now, and she's so tired. But you see it with God's word. You never know when the story comes to you and when He presents itself. So, by the grace of God, we shall catch up and do some more later on. And thank you for everything, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, because we ain't getting paid for this. This is for free. In the hot 97-degree weather still. Standing in the parking lot in a Mazda. Mazda helping spread the gospel. Just saying. Okay? Thank you guys. God bless y'all. Okay. How you feel?
Okay.
You tired? You did good.
At the end, I was like,
You're tired.
yeah, what
I
is
didn't
it?
you're trying. God bless. But you see the stories? They're so weird. You never hear this stuff. Floating accents and this and blindness. And
But it's still like magic though. What is this? It's like,
that's-
how do you float the thing? And
you got it. That's God. That's magic. So you got to go back from the beginning. You got to see with God. Because God's a God of miracles. God can speak things to make it happen. We watch the movies and we're not asking, yeah, but we say with the movies, you say, it's CGI.
But in the movie, it's like,
We say it's CGI.
isn't like the Bible like part like real life, like in this world, in this world.